Welcome to Educon. Okay, this is the mom with you, and today in this video uh, we'll learn about the stuff in 8.3, an overview of a cell. So before we learn about the discovery of a cell, about scientists and cell theory, now we'll take into this section. You have earlier observed cells in an onion peel and a human cheek cells under the microscope. So when you see onion cells are plant cells, so they have a distinct cell wall, okay, as its boundary. Remember this. And just within it, it is the cell membrane. Whereas in human cheek means animal cells, we do not have any kind of cell wall. So we have a simple outer membrane as a delimiting structure of the cell. So it will maintain the outer membrane will maintain the structure of the cell by not leaking the content of the cell to the outside. So the cells of the human cheek have an outer membrane as the delimiting structure of the cell. Inside each cell is a dense membrane bound structure called nucleus. So coming to nucleus and around the membrane, okay. This is an introduction to a cell, an overview of a cell where we are not, differentiate between the. There is no any detailed differentiation between the prokaryote and also eukaryotic cell. Okay, that we'll discuss in the next section completely. So, inside each cell is a dense membrane-bound structure called nucleus. This nucleus contains the chromosomes, as we know that. Chromosome, which in turn contains the genetic material called DNA. So nucleus contains chromosome contains the DNA. The sequence is also important. Sometimes like for example nucleus and chromosome, DNA. So this is the correct sequence when you study about the nucleus. So and cells that have membrane bound nuclei are called eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotes means the membrane is surrounded, the nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Okay, whereas cells that lack the membrane bound nucleus means because certain cells like the cell which doesn't have any kind of membrane around the nucleus are prokaryotes. Means in prokaryotes the DNA genetic material is naked, it is exposed. And in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, a semi-fluid matrix called cytoplasm occupies the volume of the cell. So it is common it is present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay, the cytoplasm is common in both the cells. The cytoplasm is the main arena of the cellular activities in both plants and animal cells, because cytoplasm contains all the organelles which we are about to discuss in next sections. Okay, so cytoplasm is the main arena of cellular activities in both the plants and animal cells. Okay, various chemical reactions occur in it to keep the cell in the living state. Okay, so various chemical reactions like protein synthesis, enzymatic reaction, lot of other sequential reaction which occurs in the cytoplasm to keep the cell in a living state. Again, beside the nucleus, the eukaryotic cells have other membrane bound distinct structures called organelles. Now, before, what is eukaryotic cell? Eukaryotic cells are those which have a membrane around the nucleus. So apart from the nucleus, nuclear membrane, they also contain some other membrane bound organelles inside the cytoplasm. Okay, they are like organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, mitochondria, microbodies and bacteria. All these organelles are bound by a membrane. Some are double membrane, some are single membrane. Okay, the prokaryotic cells lack such membrane bound organelles. Okay, there is no any kind of membrane bound organelles, okay, in prokaryotic cells. Fine. Now the difference between the eukaryotic cell, they have a membrane around its nucleus, whereas the prokaryotes, the genetic material, the nucleus is naked, the genetic material is exposed complete. Besides that, the eukaryotic cells contains membrane-bound organelles in the cytoplasm, like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, microbodies, mitochondria, all these. They are present in eukaryotic cells, which are absent totally in prokaryotic cells. And one common thing between the prokaryote and eukaryotic cell is organelles such as ribosomes or non-membrane bound organelles found in all cells, means both prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Remember this. What we learn, membrane bound organelles in eukaryotes. Okay, but ribosome is a non-membrane bound organelle which is found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, sometimes these ribosomes are also present, okay, are not only in cytoplasm but also within the two other organelles. Remember this. What are the other organelles? For example, the question will be like, ribosomes are present in, okay, option 1 prokaryotic cell, option 2 eukaryotic cells, option 3 chloroplast, option 4 all of the above. Okay, now coming to chloroplast. Okay, here you can see, apart from the presence of ribosomes in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, it is also present in some other membrane bound organelles like chloroplast in plants and mitochondria and on rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the organelles in which you will find the ribosomes, okay, apart from the cytoplasm of the prokaryote and also eukaryotes. Okay, so this is important. Okay, animal cells contain another non-membrane bound organelle. So animal cells, they contain another non-membrane bound organelle called centrosome that helps in cell division. Remember this. So how many membrane, what we studied now, we studied about the membrane bound organelle which are present in eukaryotic cell, and also we learned about non-membrane bound organelle which are present in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells, and also we study about the ribosome being present in other membrane bound organelles such as chloroplast in plants, okay, and mitochondria and rough endoplasmic reticulum. But there is another non-membrane bound organelle called centrosome. Remember, these are present only in animal cells, which helps in cell division. So two membrane bound organelles, okay, ribosomes and centrosome. Coming to shapes, different shapes and sizes of the cell. Cells differ greatly in size, shape and activities that we'll see in the next picture. For example, mycoplasma are considered to be the smallest cells, which measure out 0.3 millimicron in length, okay, while the bacteria could be 3 to 5 millimicron in length. So the largest isolated single cell is egg of an ostrich. This is the largest cell. What are the smallest cells? Mycoplasma. Okay, among the multicellular organisms, okay, among multicellular organisms means we, animals, plants, okay, humans, all. Human red blood cells are about 7 millimicron in diameter, our RBC, and nerve cells are some of the elongate cells, and also cells vary greatly in their shapes. And we'll see the images above. Cells also vary greatly in shapes. They may be disc-like, polygonal, columnar, cuboid, thread-like, or even irregular. The shape of the cell may vary with the function they perform. Okay, based on the type of the shape of the cell, the functions may vary actually. Okay, now we'll have a look at the different shapes of the cell here. So, and red blood cells, we have two types of red blood cells here. Okay, some are round, some are bicomplex. Okay, and here white blood cells, amoeboid. Amoeboid means it can take any shape. It is a shapeless. Okay, it forms into different shapes. Amoeba. So white blood cells are amoeboid in shape. Coming to this columnar epithelial cells, they are long and narrow. Remember this. Okay, and this is called nerve cell, which is branch. We have so many branches extending on either side, you can see, and they are also long. Okay, a trachea, which is in elongated form. Mesophyll cells, they are round and also some are oval. Okay, so here, while discussing about an overview of a cell, we discuss about the cell wall, plasma membrane, and prokaryote and eukaryotic cell. Okay, what is prokaryotes and what are eukaryotic cell, and also what are the non-membrane bound organelles present in animal cells, and also what is a non-membrane bound organelle which is present in both eukaryote and prokaryote, like ribosome, which is present in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Centrosome is the non-membrane bound organelle which are only present in animal cell and also helps in cell division. So the question, sometimes the question will be, what is the name, what is the non-membrane bound organelle which help in cell division? So we'll be having 4 multiple. Among that, centrosome will be there. Okay, so by this we conclude this session. Okay, and then we'll go into the next section. Thank you.